everybody, and welcome back to the Ark Summer Shorts. My name's Craig Scott. I'm the family ministry leader here at Bethany Church, and I'm so glad you've joined us for week 2 of the Summer Shorts. I've got my Hawaiian shirt on, I've got my shorts on, and I'm ready for another fantastic morning. Last week I showed you a video explaining all about the Faithful Hall of Fame. We learned about Noah, so here's just a quick recap of what the Faithful Hall of Fame is, and yeah, watch it and we'll find out who we'll learn about today. So, roll it! Oh, it didn't work. Oh, yeah, gotta press that stupid button, don't I? But last week that thing came down and hit us on the head. Don't fancy that. Hey!
A Hall of Fame is a place that honors people that are exceptional at what they do. It exists to remind future generations of the greatness of these people from the past. Did you know that God has a Hall of Fame to remember the extraordinary people of faith who were written about in the Old Testament? And we can find that Hall of Fame in the New Testament of the Bible. Hebrews 11 tells us that faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. This faith is what gave people in the old days great fame. This faith is what puts them in God's Hall of Fame. By faith, Abel gave his best to God. By faith, Enoch walked with God and was a friend of God. By faith, Noah listened to God, obeyed God, trusted God, and did what's right. It was by faith that Abraham followed God, and that even Sarah, Abraham's wife, believed that God would keep his promise. It was by faith that Isaac promised blessings for the future to his sons, Jacob and Esau. And by faith, Jacob blessed his sons and worshiped God. By faith, Joseph believed that God would guide him and see him through every troubled time. By faith, Moses looked forward to the great reward that God had in store for him, and led the people of Israel out of captivity. It was by faith that Rahab was not destroyed with the people in her city who refused to obey God. And it was by faith that Joshua led the people of Israel. All of these people became famous for their faith, yet none of them received all that God had promised. For God has planned something better for us, so that only together with us would they be made perfect. So since God has given us His Hall of Fame of people who have gone before us and had great faith despite hard times, let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who makes our faith perfect, so that one day God may say, "Well done, good and faithful servant," and we may be initiated into His great Hall of Fame.
There you have it. Now, last week I watched it back and we seem to have had some sound issues when I was telling you exactly what a Hall of Fame is. So, got my trusty piece of paper again. So, it is a place that honours the achievement of individuals in a particular activity or field. Or it's somewhere those who are excellent at something are honoured. Well, last week I did my chocolate Hall of Fame, and Maltesers was number 1. It was my number 1 in the top 10. This week, I've gone slightly colder, slightly more refreshing on a summer's day, slightly more needed with this beautiful summery weather we're having. Not. I've gone for my top 10 ice lollies / ice creams. Let's take a look at it. Roll it!
Craig's Hall of Fames Ice Cream Edition. Starting us off at number 10. It's fabulous. It's a fab. Number 9. Get that flake. 99. Number 8. It's a Twister. Number 7. It's a Crunchy Blast. Got that Friday feeling. Number 6. It's Ben & Jerry's Cookie Dough. Nice. Number 5. It's a Kinder Bueno. Number 4. old school banana split. Number 3. It's an ice cream oyster. Get it from your local ice cream van. Number 2. It's a white chocolate magnum. Lovely. Number 1. It's a Snickers ice cream bar. Craig's Hall of Fames.
And there you have it, a Snickers ice cream bar. Do you agree with that? That's number 1 in my eyes. Do you agree with my top 10? Would you have them in different places? Send us a message and let us know. Or write your own top 10. Send it in to us. I'd love to read through it and see what you think is your favourite ice cream lolly. I could really do with a Snickers ice cream at the minute. I love them when they go slightly melted and they just, oh, really fancy one now. Right, I've got an idea. We'll sing a song, I'll go for the ice cream, have it and come back. Yeah? Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Roll it.
You have given me a reason, so I'm singing my praise unto you. You have lifted every burden, so I'm singing my praise unto you. 'Cause it's a brand new day. Sing it! So I give you praise. Woo! All for you, Lord, it's all for you. You're the reason that I lift my voice and give you praise. Lord, I give you praise, yeah. Oh, 'cause there's nobody like you, you. There's nobody like you, you. There's nobody like you. Well, you got me singing and rejoicing, overflowing with praise unto. Now I'm living in your freedom, overflowing with praise unto. Come on, you sing. It's a brand new day, so I give you praise. Woo! Lord, it's all for you. You're the reason that I lift my voice and give you praise. Lord, I give you praise for the things you do, 'cause there's nobody like you. It's a brand new day, so I give you praise. It's a brand new day, so I give you praise. It's a brand new day, come on, so I give you praise. It's a brand new day, so I give you praise. Somebody scream! All for you, Lord, it's all for you. You're the reason that I lift my voice and give you praise for the things you do. There's nobody like you, you. There's nobody like you. Oh, there's nobody like you. There's nobody like you. There's nobody like you.
The Faithful Hall of Fame. Abraham. This is Abraham. When Abraham was younger, he was known as Abram. Abram lived in a place called Haran. One day, God told Abram, "Leave your home with your family and go to a place that I will show you." So Abram traveled with his wife Sarai, their nephew Lot, and the rest of their family. The new land that they made home was crowded. Abram said to Lot, "Let's not fight. Is the whole land not before us?" Let's split up. You go one way and I will go the other way.
Aha!
So Lot looked to the left and to the right. He saw that the land of Jordan was well taken care of, so Lot chose to go the way that looked better to him. He took his family and they settled in the beautiful land, near the town of Sodom. Abram took his family and they moved the other way. Then one day, God said to Abram, "Look up, all the land you see will be blessed. I will give it to you and your family forever." Abram received the promise and the blessing because he was faithful. Unfortunately, the people who lived in Sodom did wicked things. God told Abraham that he was going to destroy the city of Sodom. Abraham pleaded with God for the people in Sodom. He asked God that if he could find at least 10 people that were not wicked, that God would promise not to destroy the city. God sent 2 angels to the city of Sodom. The angels searched for at least 10 people who were not sinning against God, but there were none. The angels told Lot that God was going to destroy the city. They told Lot to gather his family and leave the city. But Lot took a long time. He waited until it was almost too late. The angels grabbed their hands and pulled him and his family out of the city. They told Lot and his family to not turn back, but to keep going. Then God sent fire and it rained down on the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. The whole city was destroyed. Lot's wife disobeyed the angels and turned around. She immediately became a pillar of salt. Lot and his family were safe because they obeyed and left with the angels. God showed mercy and kept Abraham's family safe. One day, as Abraham sat near the entrance of his tent, God appeared to him. Abraham looked up and 3 men stood before him. God promised Abraham that he and Sarah would someday have a son. In fact, God promised Abraham that he would have many children. Even more than the stars in the sky. Now, Sarah was very old when God made this promise. When she heard that God promised to give her a child, she laughed. The messenger of God stopped Sarah. He asked, "Is anything too hard for the Lord?" Sarah chose to trust God, and she became pregnant and she gave birth to a son. The son's name was Isaac. God's promises came true for Abraham and Sarah. Abraham became the father of many nations, and from his child came children, and from their children, more children, until Abraham's descendants were truly more numerous than the stars in the sky. Abraham and Sarah trusted God for the promise and believed that God was faithful.
And there we have it. Another fantastic story from the Faithful Hall of Fame. And it was Abraham, and it was a 3-parter. There was 3 stories told there. And I love the story of Abraham because it just constantly, throughout his life, he was totally faithful to God. He got asked to do a load of things that made him go, huh? Or was told something's going to happen and made him go, eh? Really? And as you saw, even his own wife laughed at them when they told him that he was going to have kids. And you know what, guys? Sometimes in life, you feel like you're going down a path. You feel like you're going down one way and you're thinking, why on earth is this happening to me? Why am I doing this? But you know what? If you feel like God is telling you to go down that path, stick with it. Be faithful to God. Trust in him. He has your best interests at heart. And you know what? If you were faithful to him, he'll be faithful to you. And he'll steer you right down the right path. So guys, you might be thinking, how do I know all this? Well, it says it in the Bible. And it says this week in Hebrews 11 verse 8 that by faith Abraham was called by God to a new place. We saw that in the first part of the story. And you know what? If God had told me to pick up, take my family, I probably would have went, maybe he's not. I'll just do what I want. But you know what? By faith, Abraham was called by God to a new place. And he did not know where he was going, but by faith, he went. So we're going to learn that verse now. We're going to do it with some actions, and also we're going to do a quick little challenge afterwards. So if I remember rightly, it was by faith. Now, Abraham, how are we going to do Abraham as an action? I'm not so sure. Is anyone called Abraham out there? Because that's not normally what we do with names. We go, Abraham, Craig, John. We'll just go by faith. Abraham was called by God to a new place. He did not know where he was going, but by faith he went. Hebrews 11 verse 8. Nice one. Right, let's put that all together. So by faith, Abraham was called by God to a new place. He did not know where he was going, but by faith he went. Hebrews 11 verse 8. Nice one. Awesome. So last week we did it as loud as we could. This week we're going to try and do it really, really quietly. So get up on your feet. Let's get ready to do it. So, by faith, Abraham was called by God to a new place. He did not know where he was going, but by faith he went. Hebrews 11 verse 8. Nice one. That was really quiet by me. But guess what? I like to do things really loud. So here we go. We're going to do it loud again. So by faith, Abraham was called by God to a new place. He did not know where he was going, but by faith he went. Hebrews 11 verse 8. Nice one. I love it. I love it. I love it. So guys, that's the story of Abraham. What a fantastic story. He was so faithful. No wonder he is in the Faithful Hall of Fame. So, I fancy a song now. Anyone fancy a song? I do. So get up on your feet and you know what? Roll it.
The king of the giants, my God's the king of the lions, my God's the king of the creatures of the deep, my God's the king of me. Have you heard the story about my friend King Dave? Wouldn't let the giant stand in his way. He said, hand me my sling, cause he's not that tall. My God is bigger and I watch him fall. My God's the king of the giants, my God's the king of the lions, my God's the king of the creatures of the deep, my God's the king of me. Have you heard the one about this guy called Dan? Yes, he was a mighty holy praying man. They said throw him to the den of the scary beasts, but God saved a hero from the lion's teeth. Yeah! My God's the king of the giants, my God's the king of the lions, my God's the king of the creatures of the deep, my God's the king of me. This is more than history, you will do the same for me. Like Jonah and the whale at sea, when I'm lost and afraid, all alone in the dark, you're with me. Oh, you're with me. My God's the king of the giants, my God's the king of the lions, my God's the king of the creatures of the deep, my God's the king of me. My God's the king of the giants, my God's the king of the lions, my God's the king of the creatures of the deep, my God's the king of me. My God's the king of me.
And there we have it, guys. I hope you've had a fantastic week with us, learning about Abraham and his place in the Faithful Hall of Fame. Well, I hope you've had a fantastic time off. Have you done anything fun this week? Send us a message and let us know if you have. And have you been on holiday? Have you done staycations? Have you been to Blackpool? Have you been to Cornwall? Have you been to Durham? I don't know. I'm going to Flamingo Land in a couple of weeks and I can't wait. Let us know where you're going on holiday. And while you're there, take some pictures and send them in to us. We'd love to see them. All right, I'm going to pray for us now. So get ready to do the prayer drill. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Father God, we thank you for the stories we've been learning about in the Ark Summer Shorts. We thank you for these faithful people in the Bible who are setting examples for us, to teaching us to be faithful to you, Lord, and that the promise that if we are faithful to you, you will be faithful to us. Help us as we go about our lives to know what to do and know what's right, Lord. And in moments of doubt, Lord, just be with us and help us to understand that you've got a plan and you have got a way, Lord. Be with us this week as we're again off school or off work or going on holidays or whatever, Lord. Just be with us, keep us safe, and we love you so much. Amen. 4. Right, guys, we'll see you next week. Be good, be safe, and wash your hands. Ta-ra!